Automatic taper. The automatic taper features a light aluminium tube which is filled with joint compound. Drive wheels in the head pull a piston inside the tube to force joint compound out onto the moving tape in a precisely metered amount. The central control tube, by which the weight of the tube is carried, is pushed forward to advance a starting tab of tape and pulled down to cut off the tape. On the lower end of the tube is a lever. It works the creaser wheel behind the taper head. This is used for taping corners and angles, but can also be used like an extension of your hand. The automatic taper will simultaneously apply 25 to 30 metres of paper joint tape and base compound before requiring refilling with joint compound. When using chemical setting compound, ensure the compound never sets in the taper. Using the taper is straightforward. To load the tape, first remove the retainer wire. Place the roll of tape on the spindle. To prevent paper cuts, load the tape so that it unwinds clockwise for right-handers, anti-clockwise for left-handers. Feed the paper tape through the tape guide into the head of the taper. The natural curl of the tape should be away from the tube. Once the tape is 20 mm past the feed needle, slide the control tube up to advance the tape. See how the tape curls around the tape wheels. To load the taper, attach the gooseneck to the loading pump and pump compound through until all air is expunged. When filling the taper, compound is prevented from moving forward past the tape wheels by a gate valve. To prepare the taper for filling, ensure that the piston is all the way to the top by checking the push rod. As the tape wheels are rotated, the piston will force the push rod up until it disengages the clutch. Move the gate valve lever fully forward. Place the taper onto the gooseneck and rotate back onto the rest. Place 2 fingers into the end of the tube to feel for the piston as the taper is filled. Do not overfill, as it will create excess pressure in the tube that will be released when you open the gate valve. It should take 8 to 9 pumps. When full, remove the taper from the pump. Open the gate valve by pushing the lever down. Ensure the drive dog is engaged and wind to force joint compound out onto the tape. The taper is now ready for use. Hold the taper with one hand at the base to control the creaser wheel and the other on the control tube. When taping a horizontal joint, start at a corner. Hold the taper with both wheels against the wall. Roll the taper, ensuring that the wheels are rotating and the tape is not being dragged. After approximately 300 mm, angle the taper slightly so that the lower edge of the tape is bedded into the wall and the maximum amount of compound is left behind the tape. To cut, stop the taper head approximately 100 mm from the end of the joint and pull down on the control tube. Once the tape is cut, roll out the cut-off tape. When taping ceilings, use the creaser wheel to help bed the tape onto the ceiling. After applying 300 mm, tilt the taper so only one serrated drive wheel presses firmly on the ceiling. To tape internal joints, both tape wheels must contact the wall. Start at the bottom with the taper parallel to the floor. Use the creaser wheel to fold the tape into the corner.